Did you know that in her first year, the number one draft pick in the WNBA will make 0.6% of what the number one draft pick in the NBA will make in his first year? It will take her over 14 and a half years to make the same amount as he made in his first year alone. Now, this isn't a quest about basketball, but it is about women in sports. Hi, my name's Chloe, and this is how I'm going to level the playing field. Ever since I was little, I always loved the feel of the ball at my feet and running around on the field. When I was 5 years old, I joined my first team in a local league and immediately fell in love with the game of football. My teammates quickly became some of my closest friends and then a second family. My teammate's dad volunteered to be a coach, and my dad became our ref. We practiced and played together throughout 8 years, and the same team is still together to this day. When I think of my project and how far I've come, my mind always returns to those girls and how we would one day dream of becoming professional players together. Our team was small, but we learned and grew together. I started to dedicate myself more and more and decided that I wanted to make football a bigger part of my life. I then made my first commitment to a club team when I was 10 years old. With every touch on the ball and every training I attended, I felt myself getting better, more comfortable on the ball, and with the field around me. When my family and I first came to Bali, we had trouble finding a team for my sister and I to play on, and we ended up joining a boys' team in Canggu. We didn't connect well with the other players and often felt left out and like outsiders at practices and games. We weren't progressing or growing as players, and we felt left behind. This realization was confronting and left me feeling disheartened and discouraged, and I stopped wanting to participate in games. This was the first time I felt like my love for football turned to dread, and I stopped wanting to participate in trainings with this team. This left me wondering if other girls like me felt the same. This led me to my research, and I was shocked at what I found. Women had played football since it was invented as Kuju during the Song dynasty. Kuju, which translates to kick ball, involves kicking a ball through a net and into an opening that disregards involving hands. A bronze mirror in the FIFA Museum shows a man and a woman playing Kuju together during the Song dynasty of 960 to 1279. Ever since then, women played and were successful in football, up until 1912, when the FA put a ban into effect that would prohibit women from playing football on affiliated football grounds all around the country. Despite the ban, women pushed through. They continued practicing and playing on non-FA pitches and kept the sport alive. Going against all odds, they kept going and dreaming of a day when they too could play in stadiums. A day when they too could look into the stands and see little girls wearing jerseys with their names and numbers on the back. Finally, in 1971, the ban was officially lifted, thanks to the European Football Association, the WFA, and the persistence of women's football teams all around the world. These groups put relentless pressure on the FA to unmarginalize the sport and let women play on their turf after 50 years of separation. Since the ban was lifted, women's football and women's sports in general have been growing and getting more support in every aspect. As of now, women's football is brought to light and recognized all over the globe, but young girls like me are losing hope. According to the Women's Sports Foundation, by age 14, girls are dropping out of sports at 2 times the rate of boys and have 1.3 million fewer chances to play high school sports. These statistics made me realize that not enough girls are being given the same chance to engage in sports the same way I did, especially in Indonesia. This is when I got my idea for my quest. I had recently changed teams, and my coach had told me about a girls' team in Papua that was helping underprivileged girls play football and have a chance of getting to the national team. Her name was Coach Heidi Schunemann. I started talking with her over WhatsApp, and we started discussing about when I would visit and more details. I told her about my plan to fundraise, and she told me what the team needed support with. We built a really good and strong relationship, and we were able to work really well together. After a lot of discussion, it came the week for me to visit the team. I got on my flight, excited and eager to meet the girls. When I arrived, I met with Coach Heidi, and we talked about the girls and what the schedule would look like for the next couple of days. Then, before I knew it, it was time to meet the team. I immediately started talking with the girls as they introduced themselves to me little by little. They were shy at first, but after the first 2 hours of practice, we were cracking jokes and laughing together. I realized what I had found was not only a team, but also a sisterhood of girls who were there for each other, on and off the pitch. I spent the next couple of days practicing, talking, eating, and playing with the girls for hours on end. I had the opportunity to play in a match with them, and they played amazingly, and we ended up winning 7-0. Afterwards, we had dinner together, and of course they made fun of me for thinking the sambal was spicy. We even got to go sightseeing around the city with two of the girls, and it was beautiful. Once it was time to say goodbye, I knew it was hard, but I knew I would return to Bali and keep trying my best for these girls. The day I got back, I began to plan my fundraiser. At first, it was going to be a parent versus teacher versus student football match, but with the timing and amount of signups I had, it didn't work out. Instead, I decided to host a parent versus kids match at a local field, and it went great. We had about 50 participants, and everyone had a blast. During this whole process, I also had my GoFundMe page up, and when I added up all the proceeds, including the ones for my fundraiser, I'm excited to announce that I raised a total of 31.4 million rupiah. These proceeds will go towards uniforms, equipment, schooling, food, and so much more. To say this now feels so surreal, and I am endlessly thankful to everyone who donated and was willing to help support these girls through the challenges they face in the football world. A lot of people in the past have done quests or projects about football or sports, but what makes mine stand out is that I was able to connect and gain a friendship with these girls on a personal level. As a privileged and fortunate girl from Los Angeles, I never could have expected to become such close friends with these girls. It showed me that no matter where we come from, what language we speak, or what we look like, nothing can divide us unless we let it. I hope this reminded you, like it reminded me, that we are all connected, and no matter the circumstances, we belong with each other. When we focus on what brings us together instead of what divides us, the unimaginable can happen. I would like to thank Coach Heidi and her team for working with me and giving me the opportunity to be with these girls in person. I would also like to thank Ibu Laura for always pushing me to be and do my best. Thank you to my friends and family for always having my back. And finally, thank you to all the women in the room. As girls, sometimes we face extra challenges. But when we lift each other up, when we dream together, and when we stand side by side, we become unstoppable. Thank you. Oh.